Is this an HD?
All systems go.
Do we need...
Is this in 4K?
This is in 4K.
It's an FYD.
If this is in 4K...
That's a harsh criticism.
Well, fuck. Hello and welcome to Start the Beat, the show where we highlight the past, present, and future of the Pittsburgh music scene. My name is Brian Sykes-Howe. I am your one and only host, and today we are joined by the one, the only, fuck yeah, Dinosaurs. Make some noise for the internet.
Cheers to you, internet.
It's really nice
Cheers, guys.
to see everybody again. It's been quite a while.
Good to see you.
Thanks for taking the time to come by and come up and see me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for fetching me in the lobby.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. I'll
Yeah.
fetch you any day.
Oh,
So as I already said, we are here with the one and only Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs. I was gifted a t-shirt by Trip on the way up. This is apparently I'm the first person to ever have this t-shirt.
this is true.
I'm just going to
Oh,
I like that.
Oh, that looks good.
This came out nice.
I like that.
That's a big print, too. I like that.
It's a real big print.
Real big print.
it's my favorite ska band.
One stick of bubble gum.
Real big print.
So we are here with Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs. Thank you all for coming by today. It has been some time since we have all chatted. I think the last time was in my house, maybe a year ago.
It was
or so.
December 5th,
December-
2021.
You're a research guy, aren't you?
Tuna. He
just
Are you
looked it up.
looking at notes right now?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, you know I do.
That's embarrassing.
I was, you know what? I was
Someone
looked it
has
up.
to
I
do
was
it.
like, how long has it been?
Almost 2 years, I
Because
guess.
it feels like a year.
But
But
damned if that info doesn't come in handy every so often.
it's good to know.
Like right now.
Because I don't want to talk about something we talked about. You know?
This guy.
So with that being said then, John, what has happened since then? What have you guys been up to?
Nothing.
Tight.
Not a damn thing.
Yeah.
No. So in reviewing my notes for, or just listening to the last
I
episode.
guess we're putting out a split.
So
Was that in the notes?
as of the last episode that we were on, which was
December 5th, 2021.
episode 420.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, in 2021, we announced that we were going to book a cabin with Latecomer to record a split.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
We went and recorded drum tracks, and we're working on that split. We're
Nice.
finishing it up. Yeah.
Did some guitar up
Hey,
there.
my tracks got
Did some
recorded
bass
there.
up there.
All of them.
Yes.
I forgot because when I went into to Jameson's house to do them again and realized they were already done. So that was kind of cool.
Per every record, Trip's tracks were done the first day. Well, Phil and Trip.
Easy.
You're welcome.
But no, it's almost done. It's been a long couple of years.
Well, it takes a village. It takes a village. The one thing that I've noticed, aside from, I know how long it takes to record things, is that me blocking this TV is actually making you guys very dark.
Hey.
Oh.
That's enough of that. That's enough of your promotional stuff. Go
take
to
it.
what
Dinopunks.com.
there you go. Thank you so much.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is that it always takes so much longer than it should to finish what can sometimes seem to be like very simple tasks, but there's a lot that goes into it. And I have just in general found that like everything seems to be a little bit harder in a post-pandemic world, if you want to say that. Some people may say that we're not in a post-pandemic world. They may say we're still in it. Maybe we are, maybe we aren't.
regardless of how things are going or how things will go with winter and cold weather and flus and all that. But like, I don't know. I think everybody's just involved with all the things they were doing before, or just, picking up new hobbies or whatever. Like Phil's doing Green Beacon, so he's got shows as much as he can do. Yeah.
Yay.
So, I don't know. Life gets in the way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's been the biggest time suck of the whole recording process, is just getting the time.
And with the split, all of a sudden you have 8 dudes instead of 4 dudes. So it's finding ways to get everybody together. And
Yeah.
we have this like, I feel like light at the end of the tunnel, like party day where it's like, we're going to go do all the group vocals and do all the like cross pollination on each band side and everything. And that just keeps, it's like a running joke of like, well, we're getting there. We'll get there, you know?
So do you guys have a name for the split yet? Have you figured that out?
I think
I don't know.
I think 8 guys, 1 split is a really good name.
Speaking of 8
Thanks
guys.
for that.
We spent a lot of time. There was a sauna.
Uh-oh.
There was a sauna in the cabin. We spent a lot of time in the sauna.
at Mitchell's Knob.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like the name Sauna Sessions has,
That did get thrown around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I almost just said Shauna Sessions. So
We won't go there.
Not just sauna.
sauna.
Well, there was the actual sauna session with the
We
acoustics.
did. Yeah. We
Yeah.
recorded some drunken
That was
songs
the sauna.
in a sauna with an acoustic guitar, which was,
Don't ever do that.
yeah, it was bad.
I was going to say that doesn't seem like a good thing to do for a guitar.
My guitar's. Yeah.
It was his idea.
So what
It's
happened?
okay.
You basically got to tune it every couple minutes.
Like to this day?
No, it's fine
okay,
now.
okay.
I mean, it's got chunks taken out of it now. It's
From what?
Bears.
getting roughed up by 8 dudes in a sauna, you know?
Sounds like some bears.
Some bears just.
Some bears in a sauna.
Story of my life.
It still works. It still plays great, but you know, it just it got a little beat up. I think it fell a couple times. I think it got knocked of like corners of walls. And
I don't
shit.
think it fell.
What do you think happened, Zach?
What happened, Zach? What happened in that sauna?
It was the sauna sessions. That's all I can really say.
He doesn't kiss and tell.
What happens in the sauna stays in the sauna?
Yeah.
Except for the recordings.
Except for the recordings. The recordings will probably come out.
Yeah.
Maybe they're very bad. The actual sauna ones.
You gotta sell it. I think they're great.
Okay.
Never heard anything like it. But yeah, I think that's where things are kind of heading pre-pandemic, and then the momentum got killed. So, and now we're taking our time getting back there.
It's been hard to kind of go back because there really hasn't been a lot to go back to in my experience.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I've definitely done some stuff out of town in the past year or so, and like it's weird. It just doesn't feel quite the same. I don't know if that's a combination of post-pandemic stuff and just like me being like not necessarily over it, but just like different. My expectations are different, and like what I want and what I need is different. And I feel like
I
what
feel that.
Yeah, for
what
sure.
like what other people want and need is different. Like the reason why people come out to shows just feels different
Oh yeah.
now. Like it's, I mean, it used to be hard to get people to go out to a show in general, but like you could like do it. Now it's like, Jesus Christ.
Pulling teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beyond pulling teeth, dude. It's like
There's fatigue.
totally.
There is, like, I don't know. I feel like it sounds hypocritical because I feel like we have a bunch of stuff coming up, but we're also being more picky of like, I've noticed like just a random show of like, hey, let's do a thing in December, like on a Wednesday. Like that ain't happening anymore.
Yeah.
Like when we would do like Gooskies or something, it's just like, regardless of the venue, it's just like there aren't random weekday shows of just like, especially all locals or something like that. I don't know. I could be wrong, but we're not really doing that anymore.
Yeah, we don't have time.
We're busy. Yeah.
We're busy.
We've tried. I think that there was a show that Greywaker did recently that was on a Thursday, and some may question whether or not a Thursday is a weekend or not. It's like the pre-weekend. It's a bit of a gamble.
Pushing it, yeah.
Thursdays you can do sometimes. And it was like fine. But it was like at the Bridge, which is cool. It's a weird place for metal shows.
Yeah.
We're playing there again.
Okay.
Shout outs to the Bridge. Love you. Thanks for having us. Thanks for giving us a stage to play in the middle of the city. I
Yeah,
appreciate
sure.
that.
Yeah.
But like, it's weird too when like you have this combination of people being weary about going out, and then so many of the places that they used to be familiar with aren't there anymore. So it's like, hey, we have a show on a Thursday in a venue that you've never heard of.
In a neighborhood you don't hang out in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on down.
That's a good way to put
Yeah.
it.
You just described the fucking play to the Beacon. Like,
Totally.
I feel bad asking bands to play weekday shows when some really cool touring bands coming through just have to end the email with like, that's the way the tour route is. Sorry, it's not a weekend. Party if you can.
Yeah.
Obviously you deal with this more than I do because you're there and you live it. But I feel like I've gone to like a lot of good shows at the Beacon personally. I've played some cool shows there, and I've like just come out and hung out at some really cool ones too.
Well, it's kind of you to say. I mean, I agree too. I'm there for most of them. International acts, like way far away people, way close by people, like the level of wildness that comes through, like wildly enriching for me personally. I think it would be for everybody too if they could be there, but like life gets in the way of them being able to be part of that experience. But you know, I feel worse for the artists themselves because it's like, you know, 20 people on a good night are there to see it. So like, hope they have a better show the next night for them.
Totally. Do you ever wish that like your interests and your passions didn't rely so heavily on the attendance of other people?
Oh my God.
It's brutal.
You know,
That's the biggest part of it, really.
Yeah. The give a crap gland in people, I think, is just, it's gotten so hard to tickle.
Yeah.
Just make it as weird as possible.
I like it.
Yeah. It made sense.
yeah.
But I am really excited about this show, which is on October 28th at Preserving in New Kensington.
Can't wait.
We'll do the quick promo real quick. We got Normal Creatures, Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs, Horehound, Greywaker, An Old Game.
Woo.
It's a really cool lineup. Some different textures and flavors
Yeah. Some
of loud music going to be happening.
some roller coaster
Yeah, totally.
genre stuff.
Those are all level 5 bands for what they do.
Oh.
And all of those bands have played at the gallery as well. So like, I'm
Oh,
biased.
And we've been
but
trying to get out there
I can
too.
certify too.
So
yeah.
this is it.
Totally. You know, I thought it would be fun. Do a little, I wanted to book a Halloween show and get all of the best bands that I could possibly think of before they agreed to play other Halloween shows, which is why I like set this up a couple months ago. So
We usually hold out because it's my birthday's a day before Halloween, and I usually don't like playing shows, but there's always some type of thing happening.
Yeah.
And I was holding out, and this came along, and I said, you know what? That sounds like a cool time.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for,
It's just for you.
by the way, happy birthday. My birthday's coming up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is yours next week?
Birthday.
It's this Monday.
There you go.
Yeah. The 23rd.
23rd. Yeah. Mine's
Yes.
the week after.
So by the time this episode airs, it will have been my birthday. So all of you better wish me a happy
Hey,
fucking
happy birthday.
birthday,
Happy birthday.
Right.
or I'm
Happy
coming for
birthday.
your fucking neck.
Oh my God.
But the actual headlining set of the show, take one and pass it on.
Oh, this is funny.
What yeah,
Is
what
this
are you,
the surprise?
yeah, what are you doing?
Oh, wow. Look at that. You're so clever.
Yep.
It
Okay.
now comes in a 5-pack.
That's for you.
Okay.
5-pack.
All right. So I'll let you take this away there, John.
Get it on.
Oh, well,
It's the Nosferatu beer from Great Lakes.
Hey.
For anybody that doesn't know, Normal Creatures, we will be performing a live soundtrack to the 1922 silent film Nosferatu, headlining this show. Very excited
cool.
to do
That seems
this.
so cool.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I'm stoked to do it. We did this set back in July at Ormsby, a very low key version of it. And I was like, this is fun. It could be bigger.
Yes.
So now,
I wanted to go to that, and I was just imagining the amount of time and effort that went into coordinating that and making it happen, and was like, at the time, like I couldn't go to it because probably at a Beacon show or something. But I'm happy to see you guys get some more miles out of that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it was one of those things that like I was in the middle of putting it together and I was like, there's no way we're doing this once. But I knew that the July show was going to be a bit of a hard sell because it was like the same day as the Northside Music Festival for anybody that actually cares about that.
I played it.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't really want to.
I don't know. I feel we're like really in like a funny place during this conversation. Maybe it's just the result of like doing it on like a Monday night. Is it Monday?
Thursday.
Thursday.
I almost said Tuesday too.
So that shows you where I'm at. Like,
Hey, we'll do Northside Music Festival. We just want some money, you know. I ain't playing the YMR ever again. I love it. We could talk an hour about that.
Yeah.
No bias either way.
I think that I don't know. So we'll just say I think I have an idea of some people that are kind of pulling the strings on said festival. And I think that I don't know everybody that's involved, but it feels as if anybody that is involved has definitely not played live music in a band in the past like 5 to 10 years.
That seems accurate.
Because if they had been, I think they would understand the issues.
We'll cut this chunk too.
I probably won't.
I won't name any names.
We're not that far in. We could just start over.
I really don't care.
There we go.
I don't give a care.
Oh, I mean, the thing.
You know what time it is.
I mean, the thing is that, like,
Past, present, and future of Pittsburgh. Sorry.
I will say this. You know, I know that it's nice to be nice, but there's also the old cliche of nice guys finish last, which I don't exactly believe in. But the point that I'm getting at, I think an issue potentially with the Pittsburgh and the greater area music scene is that sometimes we are just too nice. And we let things that are bullshit, that we know are bullshit, we're kind of like, that sucks. And we just let it happen anyways. Instead of being like, you know what, that kind of sucks. And it's okay to say if something sucks.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Heard.
You want me to get real? I'm going to get real.
I would
I'll do
love
it.
for you to get real.
You're in a punk band. You're in a punk band that's been around. Ask for money. It's okay to ask for money. And it's okay to turn down shows. Because we've recently gotten responses like, oh, you want that much? That's for just you guys? Like, who else is it for?
Sure.
I'm asking for us. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
we're adults.
It's not unreasonable.
Yeah.
We've
totally.
been around. Even if you're a new band, there's no reason you should be playing a show for $20 anymore. Especially
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, I think that, you know, it's one of those things where my philosophy now is that if, like, you know, if you're doing something yourself, like I'm setting up this show, like we'll say, for example, and I offered to pay all of the bands what I thought was a very fair amount to play a show on Halloween weekend. Because not only is it a show, it's, you know, there's other things that people can do. And it's like, if I didn't feel confident in being able to generate that type of revenue to pay the bands, then I just wouldn't do the fucking show.
Yeah.
It's
Makes
easy.
sense.
It's easier just to not do things.
Yeah.
Than to like do something and then make everybody mad.
And
Going back to that festival.
expect people to do work for you for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and like, it's kind of like goes into another issue I've been having recently with the podcast. And this is me ranting on something that has nothing to do with your band. This is going to be like the dark episode. This is the dark timeline.
Before we went on air,
We've talked about all the
I was
light
like, this
things.
is our third episode. What are we going to do? It's going to be fun. Like, we're going to do something funny.
No,
Yeah.
we're getting dark.
World and
I mean, I think that, but as you were saying, just in terms of like whether you're in a punk band or any type of band, I think that it's like, it's important to know your value as an artist or a creator and things like that. I've had so many people reaching out to me that want to come on the podcast now that I'm doing it again. And that's great. But it's like, okay, if I'm a psychopath and I break this down, it's like, I rent this space and I can only record so many episodes a month and I have my time. And whenever I post the episodes, I promote them online and I pay for things. Like every episode has a dollar amount.
Yes.
And it's just like, I've been trying to think of a nice way, and will never find a nice way of just saying like, I just literally can't afford to have you on my podcast.
Yes.
Like maybe I could, but I would rather put that money into like something else. I'd rather put it into recording me complaining about you than actually have you on the episode, apparently.
That's
'Cause that's
fair.
what I'm doing
That's up
now.
to you. That's
fair.
your own worth. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's your
time.
work, it's your worth.
Yes. Yeah.
I've got a much lower
Because you're worth it.
tolerance line for that because I'll just put myself through the ringer to give some band their first shot at a show or, bust my balls to put on a show that is one of those awesome, mind-blowingly cool, whatever genre, and nobody cares.
Totally.
And I am paying bands $20 because
Sorry.
no, I mean it's a fair point, but I understand both sides of it a little too well. Like,
Well,
but we were getting
you have
paid.
to do, my point was
that
you
much
have
money.
to do this all the time.
And the difference too is like you might be paying those bands $20, but you could very easily just say the show didn't make anything. Sorry.
Sure.
And not give them anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like even like giving somebody 20, 30, $40.
Yeah.
It's like everything.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And when I remember the first time I was in a band that played at AMC out in Murraysville, like years and years and years ago, we were so stoked. And we opened for some touring bands, and the two people that came to see us were the only two people that came to the show. And we're leaving, and we're like, that's a big venue. They've got money. Like, they'll pay us. There's like, well, thanks for playing. Like, bye.
Yeah.
We're like, what? So, like, I will always explain to a band, like, I don't think ever happened where we paid them nothing when they've been like maybe some noise show or something where they understand they're not getting anything. But like,
Shout out to noise shows.
yeah, we got never mind. We got a show on Saturday. But I mean, that's one of those, like, people are coming in internationally to perform and to attend that one. So like, yeah, noise is tough on a weeknight, but when we put 24 of them on a bill, it's something.
24 noises.
You know. I mean, we played shows where we didn't get paid, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Or if we made $20, we're like, oh, we each get a beer now. Like, that was kind of how the standard was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
We didn't expect to get paid. And if we did, it was like, cool, now we can buy a beer. And now it's like, oh, we need to like have enough money to like make this worth it. Or, maybe
Yeah,
we'll
and
buy a case of beer
In a realistic sense,
Yeah.
like
on the band.
we will go out of pocket to pay bands that deserve more. Like, I'll just take money out of the register and fucking, that's it. But your point is correct. You should get what you feel you deserve for a show,
Right.
for sure. And then
Totally. I mean,
you
it's
shouldn't feel bad about it.
yeah, no. And it's only gotten like more and more and more expensive to just even be a band.
Yeah.
Like,
that
gear is more expensive. If the time that you put in the shit, if you're going to be a successful band, you got to operate on social media, and eventually you're going to have to put money into that. Gas is more expensive.
tolls. It was
Tolls.
that
Yeah,
Philly
good luck
show,
playing in Philly.
$90.
Yeah.
$90.
I rounded that up. It honestly.
No,
was like,
I
it
know.
was like
Some
82
yeah, some
or
of those
something.
tolls are like $28.
Yeah.
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 It's ridiculous.
Merch is more expensive now, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like, there's always more that goes into it. Like, people that are like, oh, you just take a t-shirt and then it's done. And it's like, well, there's the screens and the shit that you need, the pink stuff you put on the screen, and then
Emulsion.
all the chemicals that you need to wash the fucking thing, and
Water.
and the fucking thing that you need to fucking
Don Dissip.
the fucking thing that you need to
John's never done it before.
with the, like the
obviously.
flash thing or whatever, and
Screen
Yeah.
my own shirts.
yeah, all that stuff. It's screen my own shirts.
When? 1992.
The Hormones.
When
Have
was
you heard
that?
of the Hormones?
Is that like 25 years ago?
Pretty much.
Yeah, my band. My band when I was 9 years old.
That's cool. You're old.
Yeah. Anyway.
Everything's more expensive.
Everything's expensive.
So
Inflation.
So yeah.
Inflation.
So yep. Bands.
Emulsion. The pink stuff.
The
Sorry.
pink stuff. Yeah.
They come in different colors.
Mr. Bubble.
Does it? Oh, I've seen it blue.
Some gray
Gray
and
emulsion.
orange.
Gray emulsion's playing at the Beacon soon, I think.
Is that a noise? Is that a noise band?
Yeah.
Noise rock from Rhode Island.
I was going to say he's from like Denmark.
Gray emulsion. New band, called it.
So with with life getting harder and harder,
We're still in for the dark episode, huh?
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is the dark one.
For the hell fence.
You know,
No one wants
460.
to watch this.
Did you know it was 460?
What's that?
This is episode 460.
Oh,
Glad I
Raise
know.
it.
so this is. I don't know if I've ever asked you this question before, John. You'll know because I'm sure you've archived all the questions that I've asked.
Yeah.
But John, I'm going to ask you a question.
That's why I was late. I was listening to the last two episodes.
Well,
That's not a lie. You were, weren't you?
I wasn't.
You didn't listen to the last two episodes leading up to
he
this.
has notes. He's been looking at them the whole time.
Right.
Within
trying
the
to
last
talk.
couple weeks or so, you definitely listened.
Just trying to talk.
So,
He's not answering.
all right. So this is my question for you, John. And actually, I could ask this to probably pretty much everyone sitting at this table. What in your brain has allowed you to stay in this world that is so disorganized? When you seem to be like a relatively, put together person. And I can ask everybody this. It's like we all have other shit that we could be doing.
I'd love
we've
to
all
hear it.
we've all talked about like being busy, right? It's like why are we still doing this?
Yeah.
We get older, we mature, our lives change, our priorities change, we become things that like we sometimes do for like work or life like that gets absorbed into our habits for everything. Like I had a job that was very detail oriented and organized and schedule based for a long time. So that bled into everything that I do creatively. Right. But it wasn't
It
always
shows with the way that you communicated with us setting that Halloween show up.
oh, thanks.
Yeah.
John said it. You can repeat it.
Oh yeah. I said I wish everybody was this organized with booking shows. I said he's killing it. Like, no, it's
Well, thank you.
we
It helps.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Super helpful.
Because we're not hitting you up with questions.
Well, that's the thing
You know.
is like, not to get sidetracked, but like
Yeah.
I fucking hate dealing with like people hitting me up day of show and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, well, the thing that you have to understand is that if people were hitting me up, it's my fault. I didn't convey the information.
Right.
And eventually, I mean, naturally, there's going to be somebody that still hits me up day of show, but at least I can know I did my fucking best to
gonna be
relay
John.
all of the relevant info. And if there's a miscommunication from that band, that's on their end. I don't have to feel bad about,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%.
but anyways,
Well, I mean,
Sidetracked.
just
go for it. Yeah.
I feel
for
like
it.
people have called the Beacon and asked what our phone number is, down to that level. Of like, you could
What?
figure this out yourself. Like,
Yes.
anyway, proceed.
But just like, what is it about this world that like there has to be something about this world that you like so much, this realm of loud guitar music, punk rock, the fuck yeah dinosaurs lore that has like kept you in this, given that it's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
Nobody fucking has time to do it, but you're still here and we're hanging out. Granted, this is the dark episode. So
Yeah. I'm going to turn that upside down. So in episode
460?
420 at the 22-minute mark,
We answered this question.
we
exactly.
briefly talked about this,
I hate you.
but to reiterate, no, God, that's a good question. I think that we have been really good friends long enough, and we have our routine down at this point where there is organization and there is like a flow to what we do and kind of a routine.
totally.
And I think going back to like when I was a kid, like I remember doing dumb shit like playing Office and like sitting in my room with like a oversized desk calendar and like writing dumb shit.
That's the
down.
right reaction.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about John's mental problem. But no, I mean, there's different aspects. Like,
No, I actually really relate with you.
John's therapy session, dark episode. I really hope other people have answers to this question.
I'll jump in.
Wait,
Finish your thought.
No, I always like. I mean, I always drew. I always liked art. I went to school for art. So I think there's like this weird aspect of like some friends of mine like started a band in 7th grade, whatever that means. Like I don't even think they were like playing in a garage together or anything. But I was like, I'll be the manager. I want to be part of it. Like I'll design a shirt for you guys. So I think there's like this kind of like
Makes sense.
doing all these different parts of it. But then the fact that like people are still into it with us, it kind of fuels like, all right, like I want to keep doing it like with people that I like and we're all friends and like, and then just this idea of like music wise, just like pumping stuff out. Like I know we're moving slow. We've been working on the split, but like, you know, what's the next album? What's the next song? Like we keep talking about like, we're a little fatigued on like some of the songs in the set, and that's a whole nother conversation. But like, you know, like always wanting to be like, what's the next song? I don't know. It's a little addictive. It's like, especially like playing a show where like somebody you don't know is just like yelling the words back, and you're just like, all right, I don't know you, but this is fucking awesome. Like, so
I think that it's
putting that all together.
Yeah, there's a lot of annoying things that you kind of need to navigate to get to that point, to get to like I've seen you multiple times at Millville Music Fest, and it's always, those shows are a little crazy, right? But I feel like that's the kind of moment where it's like, this was chaotic, maybe a little bit too much, but fuck, I wish I could do this all the time.
Yeah. If every show was like that, it would be nuts.
Yeah.
I don't want Zach to get bit every show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
It didn't happen. It didn't happen this year.
No,
It didn't
I
happen
didn't
this
get
year.
bit.
This year was much more adult.
I got
organized.
I got someone put their hand down my pants and underwear.
That's two Millvilles ago.
2 months ago. I was sexually harassed.
and 6 Troy Hills ago.
I always mix that story up. It was a Doug that got
Doug.
bit.
Doug got bit on the shoulder.
Poor Doug.
By probably the same guy that pulled
it
you
was
by your
100%
pants.
the
Yes,
same guy,
same
yeah.
guy.
We talked about this in episode 420.
Sounds right. Yeah.
Damn it,
Zach
John.
was going to elaborate on the question though.
Oh shit! I forget what I was gonna say.
It's therapy.
We're talking
Oh,
about
therapy time. Yeah. Well, okay.
Well,
So
the main thing is why do we keep? Does that condense it?
Ciao, John.
Why do we do this in a world that's
fucked.
and we all have our real lives that we need to take care of, and
It's hard.
Progressing.
Okay, I remember what I
Yeah,
was gonna say.
yeah.
It's hard. You said it's hard. This is hard.
yeah,
But for me, it's different from what I'm usually doing all the time. So it's worth it.
yeah.
It's just it's just more fun and enjoyable. So in my opinion, it just still ends up being worth it to do.
It's a lot of Joels that go into pulling a show off.
We're all gonna
Yeah.
cry at the end of this episode.
That sounds dark, but it's sad at the same time.
I don't know.
It's
I feel
like-
like
it's a
we're
nice-
coming
it's a
out
nice
of the tunnel
cry.
here. Like,
Well, I
I
really,
feel we're coming out of the dark tunnel here.
I love playing a show.
I love-
I
yeah.
hate
I love
moving.
you.
I hate helping people move. And every show is helping somebody move, but we're just so like.
Damn, yeah.
But I love playing shows, so I'll keep doing
That's
it.
the thing. Sometimes
and beer.
leading up to a show, I'm like, I really don't want to fucking do this.
Yeah.
I think we've all had that night.
100%.
Well, I think the Moose was the first venue we stopped saying yes to. The Smiling Moose was like,
We've never
We're
played
not
the Smiling
playing.
Moose.
Whitey
been
has
asked to
never
play.
played the Smiling Moose.
no, that was the first venue we were like, we're not playing there.
No, but I
because
mean,
of the
like,
stairs.
we have a show, and the day leading up to that show, I'm like, I don't want to fucking do this.
Yeah.
But then you get there,
it seems worth it.
and it's always worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even
Because we have
just being on
jobs and
stage,
they're
like,
long and they suck. And then you're like, fuck, I'm tired. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, and that's what it is. That's 100% what it is.
And then you make yourself do it and you're like, oh, okay, I'm
I
glad I did
this.
that.
This was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that whole aspect of like, once we're doing it, you got to look interested. Not just look interested. We got to be interested, period. Because the whole idea that everybody always talks about is like, if you look bored on stage, no one gives a shit. So don't like, why stand there and be miserable? because that's just going to kill it for anybody. So it's like,
Yeah.
if anybody really didn't care, like, because there's been times where I'm like, man, this song again, okay, but I'm like, I'm going to look like I'm fucking loving this right now.
Yeah.
And then I look around and try and find somebody, or else I just stare up at the ceiling or the sky or whatever. And
I was actually
Pray.
listening to a really interesting podcast with Grey Emulsion, who was talking about this too.
Yeah.
I love that band.
Yeah.
when he's shuffling his cake pan of nails,
Yeah, that would be hard. Are you Grey Emulsion? Because he is like an incognito artist.
Like the Banksy of music.
Yeah.
Banksy of noise.
yeah.
God damn it.
Rhode Island,
I hope
right?
that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Oh, it probably
It
does.
has to. Great
It
Emulsion.
probably does. But I think that everything that you're saying in regards to like how and why is very relatable and understandable. I've always like found myself most of the time when I'm annoyed because of a situation, it really actually has nothing to do with like me or the homies. Cause it's like I could rely on all my bandmates. You know, they're there when they need to be. They do what they need to do. Everybody's fucking cool. It's great to see them. Great to have, you know, but it's always like other shit where it's like, oh God, like it's this fucking band or this fucking venue. Like it's those fucking steps, you know, shout outs to the Smiling Moose. But I don't know why I keep hitting that button. I keep needing to hit that button. I'm hitting the wrong fucking button.
I like the first one.
I want to eat those buttons.
Wild.
We can do that.
We never talk about that.
Eating the buttons.
Look at them. They're little Jello squares.
Little starburst.
No one talks about it. I've seen these 3 times now. You know, anyway.
But you know, it's usually other people that are like killing the fun. It's not me, it's not my homies. So it's just like the easy solution to this is really just changing your environment, changing what venues you say yes to, what promoters you say yes to, what
Yes.
bands you decide to play shows with,
Yes.
and things like that. Like it's okay to not be cool with everybody.
Mhm.
I mean, be respectful.
Yeah.
I don't condone being like rude to people.
Oh,
But there's just some people where it's just like, quite honestly, like I'm just not gonna fuck with that person. I don't care how many people come out to see them play, like, or anything like that. Like if they're a pain in the ass to deal with, or if I don't like their energy, I'd rather play to nobody than be
Yeah.
around those people.
Yeah,
honestly,
we've
there's a couple bands
definitely-
and at least a couple promoters where it's like, let's maybe not,
Yeah.
you know, if we get asked, it's like, we don't have to do it. So
yeah,
I will also add that there are promoters that reach out to us a lot, and it never works out. And it's nothing against them. It's just
it's so personal.
yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, I don't want people to think like, oh man, they're talking about me, but like,
yeah, totally.
No,
I feel really bad because I think like every time like Derek from Some Die Nameless has asked me to play a show, we can't play it.
that's who I meant.
That's exactly who he means.
I love Derek.
Yeah, I do
Yeah,
too.
we love Derek. Yeah.
Yeah, Derek is a friend of the show. He's been on the podcast. I've gone to, I mean, I know Greywaker's played some shows that he's done, but like, yeah, it's just one of those things where it just hasn't worked out. And I feel bad because like, you know, he'll hit me up like maybe once or twice a year. And every fucking time it's just like, God damn it, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's like, it's not even one of those situations where it's like he's reaching out late. It's like
No.
the show's like 3 months
No,
away.
if anything,
and like
he's
I
one of
still
the-
can't do it.
He's on
Yeah.
top of shit more than most people.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like, yeah, I feel bad about that. That's so funny that we were thinking about the same person.
Yeah.
But hey, you know, shout outs to Derek. And we're not on that. We'll give him let's give him a little guitar solo.
It'll be in the past, but I'm going to see the Huntingtons. That I told him, like, I'm so thankful that you brought the Huntingtons to Pittsburgh. Like, I wanted to book the Huntingtons. Like, I thought they were done. They're back together. He got it. I'm so stoked that I can just go enjoy it. I don't have to be the show
There
guy
you go.
that day. It's
Hell
gonna be
yeah.
cool. That's
Thanks, Derek.
tomorrow, actually. But way yesterday's for you hearing it now.
Yeah.
Yes. So it really is. It just goes down to like your environment. And that's like, you know, if we made the quip about therapy before, but I think like if this was an actual therapy session to some degrees, if I was a therapist, which sounds like a zodiac sign,
It's a hard T, I guess.
therapist.
Therapist.
If that was my job,
An hourapist.
the one thing I would say is like, hey, you know, maybe you should take a look at your environment and the things that you're surrounding yourself with. Because like what like our interests and the things that we decide to do are objectively fun things. They shouldn't be complicated.
Oh yeah.
They shouldn't be, but it's unfortunately with pretty much anything, it's not even just art or music or anything creative. There are always people that are kind of like involved either for the wrong reasons or maybe they just have their own shit going on too. And it's kind of hard to navigate sometimes, especially in like a subgenre of alternative rock or heavy metal or punk where the whole idea is like you're supposed to be like angry or upset, right? Like,
Yeah.
and that's another issue that I have with like maturing and growing up like in this, because it's like, okay, my life's not fucking perfect, but it's like, I don't have that like, you know, that 17-year-old minor threat energy anymore.
The angst is gone.
So it's like, what do I do? Like, what am I supposed to write songs about? How do I engage with this? How do I contribute in a way that is genuine and not just like completely selfish and me just making art because I can? That's a question that I have for myself quite a bit. You know?
Well, that's like we started goofy as hell. Like the whole thing was like we were
We wrote a song about T-Rexes that can't jerk off.
yeah,
Like,
we were 22, you know, fresh out of college, and just like, here's a song about dinosaurs playing hockey. And it's 13 years later and we're playing the song about dinosaurs playing hockey, but like writing new stuff, it's like, okay, now we're 35. How do we write a song and incorporate the D word, dinosaurs, in case you were wondering,
Drugs.
and you know, like make it interesting.
DILFs.
And there's times where it's like, okay, like this one, we're going to make a fucking goofy song again to be goofy and like have fun. But like, I don't know. It's like keeping it going and like aging.
That's the thing that, you know, and then I know that we've definitely talked about this before too, where there's like the barrier of entry with Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs, because the name is so like, the name is what it is, right?
It's great.
And, you know,
Yes.
and
I wasn't in the band. I wasn't part of the forming of the band. I don't think I would have voted yes on that.
But it's
myself.
weird. It's
Yeah,
it's,
I probably wouldn't have either.
the longer it goes, it's like, oh yeah, I guess it does say fuck, but like, I don't know. It's kind of it's
Too late.
Zuck's the only one that
I've
never
always been a
cared.
big fan of like the band
Really
Fucked
is.
Up, and it's like, it's a word. I get it, but like when we played Ben Salem, this little girl came up and she's like, "Hey, can I have a sticker?" And we're like, "Yeah,
this is so
here."
adorable.
And she goes, "You guys are my favorite band. I love dinosaurs." And I'm like, you know what? We're like, take a couple stickers, like give some to your parents. Like, she's like, she didn't say I love your set. Good set, guys. But she was like, she was so stoked to see us. And it's kind of like, that's the other thing is like, we're getting to that age where like our friends are having kids and there are small kids in the crowd now. It's like, all right, we're not going to play the T-Rex's masturbating song. You know, like this is going to be weird. But like,
We did play the T-Rex's masturbating.
We said
song.
we weren't going to.
I mean, we've
happened.
cut back. You know, it's fun.
It was a brewery.
It's a
Yeah,
brewery,
that's the here's my thought.
Don't bring your children to breweries.
It's on the parent. Like
Yeah.
It's a punk show.
Our
at
name
a
was on the
brewery.
list.
Our name is on the flyer. It says fuck.
Yeah. The thing is,
I was saying worse things when I was 12.
fair enough. I think about the shit that I was listening to.
Like
you know
way
what I mean?
worse and also
Totally.
sexual, but like blatantly sexual.
I had my mom buy me Follow the Leader,
Yeah, that
buy
too.
corn for Easter, and
Easter.
I was like 10 or 11, and the insert, they're like in this abandoned building or house. You might know, you know, but there's just,
I've heard of the corn.
but like the liner notes don't have lyrics, but it's just like they're in this abandoned
There's
house.
some boobies.
And there's like these like framed like bondage portraits. And as a kid, I was like, I know corn's dark, but like I don't understand what this means. So Easter morning. It's Sunday morning, you know. I woke up, I'm all stoked. I got my juicy pear Jelly Bellies. I got my corn CD. I got my, $20 in a card. And I'm sitting on my bed, like ripping open Follow the Leader with a Sharpie and then just like blacking out every little bondage picture in the liner notes in case my mom's like, oh, what's Korn? I'm going to put this on.
Oh.
Meanwhile, she fucking.
What was she doing?
Alice Cooper.
She was
against
dropping
his
the Lato
will.
in the kitchen.
Yeah.
With the Budweiser.
Yeah.
See, I had the same CD, and I just saw boobs and was like, boobs.
Yeah. Well,
I did not black them out.
yeah. But no, going back on what we were saying, the only thing I was going to say was at least the songs aren't like problematic. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
I will say this. I know, I think that actually this is a very engaging conversation, actually. And I find it very interesting. And I like to have conversations with people, especially people who may be viewed as like, because I know that, fuck yeah, Dinosaurs to some degree. Like whenever I first heard of you guys, I'm like, oh, it's like some silly band.
Who's this douchey band?
We are silly.
But the thing
Frat bro.
about you guys, and I've said this before,
Silly boys.
is that you guys are legitimately probably the best punk band in Pittsburgh. Actually, I don't know if I've ever said that to your faces.
that's what City Paper said. No. Well, it's the people that vote. Those are the people that vote.
No,
seriously.
in my opinion, that's
Thank
it's
you.
like
Thank
the
you.
first time that I finally got to see you guys play live,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like, this is a completely different thing than what I thought it was going to be,
Oh,
which is like really interesting. And like, I don't even know what I thought it was going to be.
Well, we both thought
I
it was
understand
Monday.
that.
Yeah, fair.
No, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I get that.
But it's
I
the
wouldn't
thing
say
is,
we're
like,
the best.
you guys, the point I'm trying to make is that like you guys really give a shit about the craft of what you do in the same way that like, the best, there are elements to your stuff that is comedy. And, you can think of the best comedy movies or stand-up routines and things like that. Whatever. Like just because something is funny doesn't mean work doesn't go into it to craft it.
Yeah.
And if you're a band that's showing up regardless of the style or genre or whatever, you still got to rehearse and learn the songs and show up and figure out all the logistical behind the scenes stuff. And with that comes a lot of trauma sometimes. So it's good to me, for me to actually like talk with other people about this sort of stuff. And like, honestly, it's like why I started the podcast a very, very long time ago. Like when I started the podcast, like I didn't have a band at all. I had a band that just completely broke up and I got kicked out of another band that I was in. I just had my little solo stuff. I didn't have like the band for Sykes or Sykes and a New Violence or Normal Creatures yet. I had like nothing. And like, I was like, God, that was what, 2014 when I started this. So I can't do the math on how old I was at that time, but mid-20s, a young guy thinking that he had the world figured out. And
Young
like,
Brian.
what am I going to do? Nothing made sense, and like, it actually like really helped me, like, cause it's sometimes easy. I don't know if anybody's dealt with this where like, you don't like reach out and talk to other people. So like you think that like the world is so hard and then you start talking to other people and you're like, oh, everybody actually has the same fucking problems that I do, especially other like artists or people in bands or anything like that. It's like, it's not that unique. It's just really hard to fucking do this stuff. So I find that sometimes it's good to have these conversations, especially with people that, on the surface may seem like, yeah, dinosaurs, ride the wave, bitches. Let's grab a skateboard and fuck.
That's a new song right there.
yeah.
You get writing credits.
It's like we're still human, you know what I mean? So I think it's important to like humanize all elements of these
Our
things.
group
That was a
artist
lot of
therapy.
energy. That was the most energy of this whole. So we'll start there.
Bringing it back.
And especially like how we were talking about like really needing to like amp yourself up for it. It's like you're the one jumping around in the crowd, like to be like, yeah, I don't want to play this show, and then being like, on top of somebody in the crowd or on the ground with your shirt off, like like you got to
You do it, yeah.
yeah,
Do what I gotta do.
yeah.
Thanks.
You do it well.
Thanks.
You let us look more boring because everybody's looking at you.
It's okay.
Well,
Thank you.
That's good.
you make me
Thank
resent my drums because I'm stuck there.
Have we ever talked about like the how do I word this? So we've had like 10 podcasts now, right, John?
That's the third, actually.
Count them.
Yeah.
This is our 30th podcast together.
Wait till we do episode 500.
So in any of our conversations, have we talked about what it's like when we have people such as like family or coworkers come out to a live event
No.
and see us perform?
That's a new conversation.
I don't,
I don't
think,
think we
so.
I've got. It's a dark episode. I've got one sad thing about that.
Oh, God.
Start with it.
I know where this is going.
Start with that.
I
yeah.
was in the band for probably a year and a half before
Get a
my
beer.
dad died. That week that we practiced at my house in Monroeville, I was like fixing my kick pedal, and it just dawned on me. I'm like, my dad is a drummer. I play drums because of him. He would love to see me play drums. He would be so disappointed that fuck is in the band name that I'm playing in. But I think his joy would be better than his disappointment. And then he died that week. I didn't get that chance.
Jesus Christ.
So that's the only thing. My mom has seen us play. She loves us. Like, she's like, well, can you not play that song? like, yeah.
I'm so sore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's seen us a few
always that
times
one.
now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, she's met Carla. Like, I
yeah.
love that they're like show buddies.
My
when
parent-
my
yeah.
mom shows up.
My parents come out.
My sister
It's been a while.
loves seeing us. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Their brothers at,
Sabrina
Some
ever
shows.
come out?
I think,
Sabrina's seen us.
I think Sabrina, I think my mom has seen us. I don't know about my stepdad.
Linda P.
My parents have never seen us.
Yeah.
Well, my mom tries to get Zach's mom to come, and she's always like, "Well, I got to bed at 9 or something."
Yeah, they are not like late night people. If it was like after 6 p.m.,
Yeah.
they aren't gonna fucking move.
My mom just always needs a place to sit, she says.
There you go.
She's like, is there somewhere to sit? I'm like, no. She's like, I'm not coming. It's been a while.
that conversation with my mom today.
My mother-in-law and possibly my father-in-law are gonna come to the November 3rd show, though.
Oh.
Not for us. They're gonna come for Feral Cat.
Feral Cat. Yeah. Zach's mother-in-law loves Feral Cat.
That's great.
She saw us at Club Cafe where you can sit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which
Bring Sabrina.
yeah.
quick shout out, that episode coming soon.
Oh, hey, Roger.
Yeah, me and Roger sat down recently for an episode.
Heck yeah.
But it's going to be coming out after this one because Roger is not playing the Preserving show.
No.
And I'm trying to get one more little boost out.
It's fair.
But-
scheduling, yeah.
Hey,
Logistics.
It's the weekend
Much like
after
we shouted
that.
out Derek, shout outs to Roger.
Hey.
Is that the right button?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that shows the weekend.
Give him the shred.
We're playing that one too.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Feral Cat album release
Yeah,
show.
we're doing that one.
Awesome.
You'll find out about that in another episode.
Well, I already know about it.
Yes.
Well,
Not
that's what I
you,
just
the
said, sorry.
viewers.
Oh my God.
Stay tuned next week.
This Nosferatu's hitting. I gotta be honest with you.
I had to buy it warm too. I'm sorry. I looked for the cooler.
I'm drinking this warm 8% beer.
It's
and talking about all this life shit.
It's a step above
No
warm.
wonder we're so depressed.
Lukewarm.
It started before those.
You know,
This just brought it out.
my whole family on my dad's side, they were all cement masons, and I've heard stories about how they always used to go to these jobs and pour sidewalks and buildings and the Highmark building. I think they did the Highmark building. I don't know, but
That's a building.
yeah, the
that building's in a Batman movie.
yeah. The ongoing thing is
Gadget?
my
Probably.
grandpa and all his brothers just learned how to drink warm beer because they always just had a 6-pack on the seat.
They loved Great
And
Lakes.
yeah, they loved craft beer in the 1950s and 60s.
The thing that's funny about beers like this is no matter what temperature it is, it tastes exactly the same.
Yeah,
This is
you're
true.
right.
This is true.
Like I'd rather drink this warm than a
Well, that-
PBR or something.
I put thought into it. I was like, you know what?
it's a little cold.
I was like, it's an 8%. It's a red
I
ale.
think the other beers cooled them down a little bit.
I would rather have this warm than like a hazy or something. Ugh. Yeah.
Zoiks.
Anyway,
So-
what were we talking about?
We were talking just about
family.
like family and
yeah.
coworkers coming out to see
I like this.
you
yes.
perform because it's somebody such as yourself, Zach, when the shirts come off and the energy flies high, like, today's a good example. And most time that I've been around you where you don't have a microphone in your hand, this one excluded, you seem like a low key guy.
Oh, I'm very low key.
But then, on stage, it's very much like,
it's where I get all the energy out.
The beast is out. It's like that. It's like that motherfucker in the honeycomb commercial.
I love that dude.
That makes sense.
Weekend Zach's just like a CGI cereal guy.
Yeah.
He's like the cereal.
We need a fucking cereal.
It's a honeycomb.
Oh shit!
And fur.
What was he?
He's basically Taz, but like the cereal version.
Yeah.
I got to turn it
So
off.
Marsupial like.
In 1995, a mascot, Crazy Craving,
I like that
was
name.
introduced as a wild-haired marsupial-like cartoon character who rapidly craves honeycomb cereal, in whom children in the commercials would transform into.
Yes, they turn into like a little honeycomb monster.
Didn't they have
and they go
just a
crazy.
honeycomb head?
No, his like body was a honeycomb, and then he
Yeah,
had like a marsupial face. Apparently,
Gosh.
Yeah,
gotta
like
look up
me.
an image, right?
I think they developed laws against this type of marketing to children nowadays.
Yeah. Because
Oh my God, his name is the Craver.
Craver.
The Craver. Craver?
Can we see a picture for Phil?
For reference.
I feel like he doesn't know what this guy looks
Wait,
like.
described by a
A horrifying abomination that God left unfinished. That's a
world in its
that's a
what you
AV Club
forget.
article.
I don't understand.
Wait. Okay.
Like I was a child who watched child show
You
commercials.
don't remember?
I
You don't remember the
this.
Craver?
Yeah, you'll know.
I didn't know his
You'll
name was the
recognize
Craver.
him.
Yeah.
You have to recognize
He
him.
went honeycomb, me one honeycomb, and then I think he went like.
Oh,
I want to see him fight that Cookie Crisp
All right,
dog. Like that was the most.
yeah, there he is.
There he
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
That's me.
It's
Phil.
basically gritty. It's gritty with a mouth.
Oh yeah, there's a kid
cereal.
transforming into him.
Are you
Yeah.
guys a little bit younger than me or something? Like,
Well, yes.
A
Well, it
year
said
or
this
two.
was
I
1995.
mean, I've been regaining
You were
a lot
under
of
the age
memories
of
since
10,
I've
right?
gotten into poverty and less into weed. But like, I still don't remember this guy.
He was a honeycomb guy.
Is there anyway? Zach's the honeycomb guy.
Well,
the Craver.
The
I'm fine
Craver.
with that.
Honey
okay with
Craver.
that.
He's a craving your honey.
So yeah, we're playing a show together on October 28th.
Yeah.
Listen, I can't wait to see Normal Creatures with live drums. I mean, Bias says the drummer of the band here, but
thanks.
I saw that clip he posted recently and was like, oh,
Yeah.
We're like an actual band now. It's pretty cool.
Look at that.
But I mean, I never considered you guys less than that before.
Well, thank you. We're more. I've always wanted it to be a rock band, and it's really hard to be a rock band without a live drummer.
That's true, but you were all incredibly capable of making that happen. So
thank you.
now it's just like when the one Megazord
an addition.
combines with the other Megazord. John, which one was that?
Well, there's the Dragon Zord and Serpentera. Was that weird one?
I don't remember.
Is there a
these.
Serpentera in the room?
Is it on
Just
the
a
shelf over
Craver.
there?
Just the Craver.
I'm gonna find you one of those at Comic-Con and I'll bring it to you. But
Google.
It's
Google
like when the-
Serpentera.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, hey, Thank you, Phil.
That's the primary reason for me.
love it.
Is there going to be Nosferatu screening while you play?
Yeah, we're playing to the actual movie.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That's what I thought. I just didn't know if we were going
Yep.
to get to watch it.
Yeah.
amazing.
Bring in a whole fucking projector and set up the whole
That's so
fucking thing.
cool.
Love that.
So, and the other thing too is that a thing that I've mentioned this to some people, but I haven't explicitly mentioned this in the marketing, is that so we wrote like a whole new album and we're playing a majority of that album and I re-edited Nosferatu to our album.
Oh.
So I actually like re-edited the movie so it's like on like in sequence with.
Dang.
So
Holy
instead of
shit.
it being like, so it's a lot more like meticulous than it seems, but I don't,
That's cool.
so it's Nosferatu, the Normal Creatures cut for sure.
Are you going to dress up as
That's really
Nosferatu?
No. I think that since the movie is the star of the show,
They're gonna.
we're
have
not
more
going to
of a
dress
low
up as
profile.
anything. However, if you guys want to dress up
we got
as
a plan.
Nosferatus,
We're
Yes,
gonna.
we'll all dress
We
as
have
Nosferatu.
we'll all be
We're gonna
Nosferatu.
be all Nosferatu. It'll be a
Yeah.
surprise.
That's
Spoiler
what we'll
alert.
be.
We're all Nosferatu.
Don't tell TMZ.
Nosferatu.
They,
Yeah.
they won't publish it.
yeah, no,
because they don't
please,
care.
please. That's the thing is like I do want it to be like a fun Halloween show. I want people to come out. I want the bands to dress up, gimmicks. In the advance, I had noted that if you want to do anything with the projector,
Oh, yeah,
it's
okay.
going to be set up. You're more than welcome to do anything that you want with that. It's going to be set up the whole show.
We talked a little bit about
We
that.
got
So-
files. We got
Yeah,
files
you know,
we
we can have some fucking fun with that. And like that's the thing is it's encouraged. I want like, you know, this is like it's a really cool room, you know, for that preserving main rooms like inside an old church chapel.
Hallelujah.
It looks really cool. So I want everybody to take like full advantage of doing like some extra unnecessary stage production stuff.
It's
you
an
know,
event.
Yeah,
It's
and
an
have fun.
event. It's not a
For
show.
whole
It's-
production.
It's like, you know, and like that's the type of thing is like we're not gonna do this again, at least anytime soon, as far as normal creatures
Ever.
goes. This set. And I feel like when it comes to like Halloween shows, like I appreciate when like bands and adults can somehow find the time to do like cover sets of other bands. I don't know how people do that. It fucking blows my mind, but respect to them. But if anybody wants, you know, just to like see a band that they like or their friends do something a little bit silly and different, and they could be a little bit silly too, this is a good show to embrace silliness for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
the opposite of horror, but goes good with the spooks of the season.
Yes.
Indubitably.
Oh. Give me something spooky.
Yeah. We always talked about doing that with Jurassic Park. We've just never put in the work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to help you make that happen.
I mean, we can talk.
Yeah.
String back.
we can add that to the list of projects of things that we said we were going to do together, but we just haven't because why?
We'll get to it in 2040.
We don't have time.
Fucking no time.
You guys laid an egg. Let's put it in the cryo freezer.
Yeah.
So that Dennis Nedry can hijack it.
I don't
in
want
the
him to
Barbasol.
hijack it.
And that Barbasol.
Well,
Barbasol can. I didn't say can. I just.
I'll tell you what.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for having us.
These three fuckers snore so hard.
That is all,
They
folks.
fucking snore.
Thanks so much for sticking around. One more time around the table, Phil, Trip, John, Zach, the one and only Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs.
We'll see you at episode
Thank
500.
you, Brian.
I'll be back again next week with another episode. As you know, same time, same place, same channel. My name is Brian Sykes Howe. Start the Beat is the name of this podcast. Take care of yourselves. Take care of the people around you. Peace and cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Bam.
Woo!
Nosferatu.
And we did it. That's a fucking podcast.
All right.
Thanks, YouTube.
That's how you make those.
Yeah.